that the chapter asked me to get up here and speak to all of you. First of all, all of you are really tired, so you're feeling well. I wanted to take this opportunity to start off by saying, I know last night we honored everybody this is their first walk, all the way up till their 8th walk. But I don't know if all of you know that there have actually been 9 walks. And I am here, and I just wanted to recognize my dad. My dad actually has walked for the last 9 years, and actually participated in the very first challenge walk that the MS Society held as a test walk in Charlotte, North Carolina 9 years ago. So ultimately, his inspiration is what led me to begin my journey as a challenge walker. And this year, due to the economy and for whatever reasons, it was one of the first years that he did not reach his goal of being a top fundraiser. So he didn't get a plaque. But if you have, you know my dad's very proud. And we had a drawer when we were little, collecting all the paintings that we did up until the age of, I don't know, until we started making paintings in school. So once he began his career fundraising for the MS Society, his plaques became his decor on his wall in his office. So earlier this weekend, I presented my dad with a plaque since he didn't get one this year. Father, Friend, and Fundraiser Award. Whoa. So that's and I'm also just going to throw in there, I'm going to give him our Team Optimistic plaque too, because his inspiration for me to walk is what led us to have the team that we have now. So thank you, Dad, for your inspiration. My problem isn't what to say, it's how to condense it into 4 minutes. I'm 31 years old. I was diagnosed at the age of 20. I was a sophomore at Indiana University. At the time, my concerns were, studies and socializing, and I had absolutely no idea what multiple sclerosis was. It was because of the MS Society that we immediately, as a family, we turned to the MS Society and did all the research we could. And that's where my comfort began. When you're diagnosed with something like MS, where all of a sudden you're dealt this hand of cards with uncertainty, you have to take a step back and think about where your priorities are in life. Well, for me, at the age of 20, my life, I don't really know how to say it, but everything really shifted for me, because a month after I was diagnosed with MS, my first best friend passed away, and 9 months later, my other best friend passed away. So in 1 year, I was really given a really big glimpse of what life means and how precious life is and how fast it can be taken away from you. So all of a sudden, having MS wasn't necessarily the shortest stick in the bunch. And so when my friends passed away, then I realized I was given this choice. And I think to anybody out there, if I can get one message out there, is if you're newly diagnosed, or even if you've been diagnosed for 10 years, we still have choices. And so I chose to plant my feet all over this planet as long as I could. And that is how I choose to live my life. I travel everywhere, and I do it in the spirit of friends that have passed away and to honor myself. And sometimes it's hard to say that life really does give you silver linings, but I truly believe in silver linings. And I think through tragedy, that's where a lot of us gain our strength, and a lot of us gain maybe an additional sense of purpose. I've never been an adult without MS. I don't know anything else. I've had MS longer than I could drink legally, so it's just a part of me. And the list of silver linings to come out of it over the last 10 years. I mean, start with me climbing Machu Picchu, because I just had that on my to-do list in life. The friends I've made at the MS Society, like, my dad's name is Alan P. Shaw. I'm sure most of you are aware that Alan P. Shaw is the retired CEO of RMS Society. When I moved here, I mean, instant family, literally to the name. I had a second dad. And, I mean, it's such a passion of mine to be a part of this MS Society, to helping Beth with her articles and doing the radio spot for KVRI this year, to volunteering for the bike rides. It's just it's what I connect to, and it means so much to me to make somebody smile that has it, or to reassure somebody else that someone with MS can go out there and still live their life and spread the awareness. Just, I'm a girl next door. It can happen to me. Like, whatever it is that I can do to have a voice and be out there with it, it's like just who I am. And, I mean, obviously, most importantly, my team, the Optimistics. I mean, how we came together. I mean, most of us met 3 years ago at an MS Women's Weekend that the MS Society hosted. And we walked into a room just like this, and you kind of look for that table of young people. You look for that table of who are the people here I can connect with. And that's how we found each other. And that's the 5 of us that are friends. I mean, we've been through so much, and I wouldn't have them in my life if I didn't have MS, and they're such a blessing to me. So, you know, without the rain, there's no rainbows. It's kind of been our motto to our weekend this weekend as a team. And the one message I can walk away from the stage saying is just that remember every day is a choice, and that your choice is that attitude, and it's just that perspective. And so do what you can to smile, and know that you're making someone else smile.